Hello Pisces, this is your astrological horoscope for the month of November 2016, and hello to you Pisces Moon and Pisces Rising people as well. If you haven't noticed, this is just my way of saying check out those videos too. Quick reminder for everyone, if you are interested in weekly horoscopes now include astrology. The first half will cover special aspects for that particular week. And of course, if you ever want to get beyond a general horoscope reading and a look at your personal intentions or your personal situation, you can always schedule an appointment with me or order a downloadable video file from my website, integrativemysticism.com. So, what is going on with the Pisces November? Well, right off the bat, we have on the 9th, Mars, the planet of action, passion, and energy, moving into your 12th house, your hidden zone. And this is definitely more of a quiet aspect, or a quieting going on for the Pisces people. Because when Mars goes into the 12th house, a lot of that, more extroverted, powerful, explosive energy turns inward, but not in a negative way. What's happening with Mars is kind of, we're softening some edges around the aggression and kind of focusing a little bit more on personal and private passions. And with Mars in this 12th house, it's also an optimal time, to be looking at ways to get closer to family and to friends on a level where, where you're probably focusing more of your attention on how to bring more of a nostalgic and much more, pleasurable and bonding opportunity with people on an individual basis can go. Whenever planets are in our 12th house, it's time to be getting close to people on a one-on-one level. And, with Mars in this area for such a long time, well into December, you're also going to be noticing hidden financial opportunities showing up. And this is where, a lot of these deals or a lot of these plans are going to be hush-hush. Not necessarily in a clandestine or negative way, but it's almost more like, we want you and just you, Pisces. Maybe not you and your crew. Maybe not you and your work associate. Focusing a little bit more on, what you have to bring to the table. And again, these are things that you may have to keep tight-lipped for a little while, but they will also pay off. If you do feel like it's time to be more inclusive, maybe it's also time to consider reconnecting with a friend or a collaborator that, you haven't spoken to in a while. There's an opportunity as well to kind of grow that friendship, or even see where the two of you have evolved since your last team up. On the 11th, we've got Venus moving into your 11th house, Capricorn, the area of friendships and social networking. And when Venus goes into the 11th house, there's definitely opportunities for love and romance, especially when it comes from friends, from people that you hang out with on the regular, maybe even finding love within your own social group or through somebody in your social group. If you have Venus in the 11th house, especially as it will be here from the 11th of November well into December, if people want to introduce you, let them introduce you. It's definitely a time to trust that your friends might know a little bit more about what your needs are versus what you can say about what your wants are during this time. And it's always kind of nice to know that people might actually know us better than we give them credit for. On the 12th, we've got Mercury moving into Sagittarius, your 10th house of career. And Mercury will stay here again through the duration of the month, so it's there for a long time. And wherever Mercury goes, we have a speed up. We have energy starting to move quickly, and it's going all through a work and money area where you're noticing acceleration and advancement is, actually coming a lot faster if you're trying to climb the corporate ladder, if you're gunning for a promotion. Transfers, or even whether it's transferring buildings, transferring offices for the sake of upward mobility, are highly advised for consideration during this time. You may find that a lateral move is not so lateral, it actually is an incline. It just looks lateral on paper. In fact, with Mercury in the 10th house, you can also expect to be getting more inside knowledge, especially when it starts playing around with that Mars in your 12th house, with opportunities to be getting, again, hidden benefits and maybe even some hidden opportunities from an authority figure. On the 14th, we have a full moon in Taurus in your 3rd house of communications and contracts. And when you have a full moon in this area, we are talking about a completion. And a completion that you're going to be wrapping up or maybe even ending early. This could be a great time if you are looking to end a contract or an obligation you no longer feel you should fulfill or should be dedicating time, energy, and money to. This could also be a good time for a lot of Pisces people to consider maybe even ending a lease or some kind of binding schedule that you can find a replacement for. If you're trying to find a replacement for yourself so you can get out of something, this is definitely the full moon for you. If you're trying to wrap up a publishing project or even debut a website or a home business, full moon between 14th and the 28th of November is actually going to begin with a bigger splash than you could have expected. Lots of times when you start debuting things, you see a slow start. This is definitely a fast start. On the 19th, we've got Neptune turning direct in your sign. And Neptune has been in the Pisces sign for quite some time, so you should be used to this by now. Neptune is the planet of illusions and inspiration, of fantasy, but also of self-deception, of creativity and spirituality, but also, habit-forming tendencies. And when we have Neptune retrograde like we have over the last 5 months, Neptune retrograde has kind of put you in a bit more of a X-ray vision, kind of see everything clearly in a little bit more mechanically kind of way, which is a really nice complement to the fact that when it's direct, it's a little bit too out there, it's a little bit too impressionistic, it can lack substance when it's direct if it's not used carefully. And so we're kind of entering another season where when it's in your sign, you've got to make sure that, yes, you do indulge your new inspirations, your new fantasies, absolutely, but at the same time, you don't do it in a way that is leaving you feeling like you can't articulate yourself, because it's very hard with Neptune in your sign to have a balance of that right and left brain. When Neptune's retrograde, it's left brain. When Neptune's direct, it's right brain. And the important thing to understand is that true holism and true balance is being able to have both at the same time. One and the other. Not bouncing back and forth, not trying to make up for lost time by dwelling in one or the other, but both. And Neptune can make that a bit of a challenge because sometimes when it's direct, we also attract people who are a little too airy-fairy to be useful. So in order to, maybe control that attraction or control that, that happenstance, it's going to be up to you to keep this grounded over the next 5 months. On the 29th, we do have, on the 21st, almost skipped one, we have the Sun in Sagittarius, moving right into your 10th house of career. And this is talking about financial boosts. This is talking about getting more money, but also at the same time the opportunity for, again, getting yourself some kind of raise, actually changing for a consistent and ongoing basis, perhaps ever on, how much you're actually bringing home at the end of the month, or how much you're bringing home at the end of the year. Because when the Sun goes into our 10th house once a year, it's sort of our time to really change our income profile and change our work profile. It's a raise in status. And a week after that, we've got a new moon in this very same area, which is sort of asking for you to accept an increase in personal status. If you're looking for a new job, this is one of the new employment opportunities that you see in a person's chart. Normally new jobs will show up with either houses 6, 10, or 2, and we've got this in 10, which is absolutely gorgeous for those of you who are looking for new work, but also looking at better business, whether it's better quality of life at the office, or better customers, or more customers, or simply higher paying sales. Whatever you're trying to increase henceforth as the new trend can come into being with this kind of energy at work. So that is your forecast, Pisces. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.